Where is that popping up?
Oh, I gotta turn that light off.
Ooh,
There we go.
there we go. All right, everybody.
What the fuck?
What?
Nothing.
Sorry, that was the dramatic sneeze on purpose for effect.
Huh? What?
Nothing. I just sneezed dramatically.
Oh,
I hope I impressed you.
you
Obviously,
should.
I did. Obviously, clearly, you're stunned and amazed.
Everybody, except for me, knock on wood, has been sick in this house.
Oh no, that sucks.
Yeah, John is the current uh victim of
Oh, I'm
whatever.
sorry. What is it? Do you think it's flu?
I think so. It's
And
not
that's what's
COVID.
going around.
It's not COVID. I know that.
Yeah,
Not norovirus, right?
that's barfing.
That's food poisoning, right?
Yeah, it's barfing and
Yeah,
burpees.
no, I don't think so. No.
Mm-hmm.
No, and
No,
burp.
Danny was sick this morning, but I think that was because her sugar or her blood pressure went low
Oh, that
because
sucks.
she had a hot Epsom salt bath before work.
Hmm.
A
And apparently,
muscular.
yeah,
Yeah.
and apparently that can cause your blood sugar and or
Hmm.
blood pressure to either
Wow.
go low
Hmm.
or really high.
I had no idea it could have an
I
effect
did
on
not
blood
either.
pressure. Wild.
Hmm.
I did not either. I don't take
Wild.
baths, but, well, I take showers, but not baths, because
Corey doesn't bathe. Corey's stinky.
that's a little gay.
That's a little gay.
No offense. I'm just kidding, people.
Not that there's
Just
anything wrong
fucking
with that.
kidding.
The dog okay?
She's fine.
Hold on, I just want to make sure she's tired. I'm gonna put some.
You're gonna get like 30 pieces of hate comments from that.
Yeah, right. Ugh. So, so yeah, so far you've been untouched.
Thus far,
Yeah.
Girl.
it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Only a
Well,
matter of
hopefully not.
It-
Maybe
it-
you, but you could be immune to it. You could have already fought it off, right?
I
So you
always
don't know.
you know how I know I didn't?
How?
Because I always get way sicker than they do.
Oh.
I am the one that like everything hits the worst.
Yeah. So it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Well, Godspeed, my friend. I
That and
hope
I'm a big baby about it.
well, yeah. This cold suck though. We
So
got
this
our
has been a messed up week.
yes, it has. It very much has. I think
You
that,
have a king.
yeah, that would be the news that I would think was fake news.
Mm-hmm.
Remember last week we were going to share the news that we thought was fake news
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
actually true. So our news was that he would declare himself king, and the United States White House official page would also state he was king. So that seemed like fake news, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Anything on your end?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Well, the multiple things. Uh, the first one was like the well, I'm trying to remember exactly what had happened. Oh, the ASMR.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. Oh my God, you're right. They made an ASMR video, like those ones that people
Oh,
have like
right. Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna,
Of the
and they
most
did it,
cruel,
yeah, of
like,
arresting immigrants and like their shackles clanging and the sound of their uniformed feet shuffling and all that, right? Didn't
yes.
watch it. I just heard about it, and the ASMR people were in very angry because it's supposed to be a soothing and comforting thing.
Who made it?
The White
The
House,
White
right?
House did. The
Yeah,
literal fucking White House.
right?
Yes, it was posted on their social media.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
That's insane. That's fake. I would have thought that was fake news. That was a
I
parody.
did when Danny told me about it.
Yep,
I was like, "There's no fucking way.
yep.
There's no fucking way."
Right.
people aren't that cruel. And this, mind you, I had heard about it like right after it happened.
Mhm. Sure.
And I put it off for a couple days because I was dealing with the other thing that initially I had thought was fake news, and apparently when I shared information with you guys thought might be fake news,
Okay.
which was the way in which the bodies of the Bibas family, well, the boys, were released,
Right.
and
Were they
I
released by then?
it was I was still like processing it,
Okay.
because I couldn't
Right. So
fathom this sort of cruelty, that sort of cruelty,
right. And
and that other sort of cruelty at the same time.
okay. So what was the fake news? The fake news is that you couldn't believe that people could be that mean.
No, whether the fake news is that they did it at all. And it's not fake news that they did it at all, but it's that I just didn't believe that they did it at all. Did
Okay.
it? Either one. I felt like there has to be like some level of, I don't know. Uh, I don't want to say humanity because that sounds wrong, but like,
Switch over to the other one.
I don't know. It like there has to be a red line of like evil things that we can all agree on, no matter who we are, that you can't cross. And I felt like both of those crossed that red line in their own way.
Yeah. War is hell. I think there's a saying.
Yes, it is, but there's a
It's
difference between deliberate cruelty.
I don't know.
There is.
I think we've gone down this road before.
And we
Yes.
have.
Right. And if we have, I think the best thing we can crystallize out of these sort of conversations is if there's a way to make it about punching up to the powerful forces that are putting people in these difficult positions and pushing them to into manipulations and all that sort of stuff. So I guess instead of dwelling on the dark side and looking at each other like I can't believe you, I would much rather find a way to turn this into a let's not fight with each other. Let's fight with the forces that are doing this to us and putting us here.
And I certainly adhere to that. I don't fault all Palestinian people. I directly fault Hamas.
I understand that, but some
for
of the content that I see, it implies more. It suggests a more blanket sort of anger and punching. Certainly, a lot of that stuff feels like it's punching sideways to me.
Are you referring to
Social
the
media stuff
video
in
of the
general.
release, or
Not that
like
one, just all of them
people's
in general. I'm
responses?
speaking in general. Yeah, that I'm speaking in general. The general tone and the general the general tones, the general conclusions and observations presented seem to me to be while I know you don't profess to be a side puncher and that you don't punch down, but and you want to punch up, I think that wanting to and feeling that way, uh, morally, ethically, whatever, doesn't
Here's the thing about
necessarily
that, though.
mean that you're not also susceptible to it in practical.
Here's the thing about this, and this is why I had sent the follow-up video of the psychologist.
Right, I didn't have time
speaking.
to look at any of that today.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had sent a video after the initial comment, after the initial video
Turned on solid
of the release that I had sent
Which is
you with the NPR commentary.
I heard that
Because that was my
Right.
issue with that was
right, but that wasn't the NPR commentary. You sent me somebody else's
no, that was NPR's commentary
of
in addition.
put on top of a video.
Yes.
and juxtaposed, so it seemed to me like NPR was calling this a very peaceful thing, and the video was suggesting it was terribly
which
chaotic and anything but. And I
which
don't
I
know where
have
that video came from, and I wasn't
I
going to
have the
reference it
video.
necessarily.
I have
Certainly,
the video
certainly,
of that
certainly,
from
certainly.
the Times and the Sunday
Right,
Times.
right. Well, that's the sort of thing that needs that's what, that that makes more sense to me then, you know what I mean? And but
But
also
here's the thing that and this is what the psychologist
okay,
was getting at
okay.
as with regards to like who should have done this as as a person who is directly impacted and who is dealing with the emotional consequences and trauma of these deaths and the brutality of these deaths, the way they were done. It shouldn't be up to me or any Jewish person or Israeli person to go through the process of, you know, verifying things or whatever. That should be up to you guys
Here's
because we're dealing with the trauma.
yes, 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 yes. But you know what? You need to find your space to share that trauma in a way that people can
I
receive it and process it. You
But
can't,
that's not my
it's not,
responsibility. That's not my
it kind of
responsibility.
is. It
No, it
kind of
isn't.
is in that,
You,
like,
you,
we
here,
all have our traumas, right?
okay.
If you there's such a
Here's
thing
the
as
thing,
trauma
though.
dumping, and there's such a thing as, like, your expectations for what you do with your trauma, you're putting them on other people, and it's hard
Here's the
for
thing,
being
though.
that person to it can be a burden that if I fail it, then I wind up hurting somebody I don't want to hurt. So I'm trying to tell you that I don't know what to, we don't I'm not sure we're the best subject to be. I think we're not the first in line. We're not triage. We're more like, I've got thoughts and I've processed it and I need to go over it at this point. Everyone, I don't think everyone can be everything at all times, and that it's a challenge for all of us to find the right audiences and find the right places and safe spaces and people that can and honestly, I do want to be better at this, but I don't think this is the forum to get better at this.
I see, but that's the
Personally.
thing. I came to you guys as friends,
Yes,
as people I consider like family,
certainly.
and
I appreciate it.
and that's why there was an expectation
I understand. I
of
understand.
support, like of saying, "Look, brother, I get what you're going through. This is horrible."
Yeah, yeah.
That's the response that I expected.
Right. I
You know,
did say I was sorry. It's hard to do it in text. But if I hear you right now, if that's what you need from us, then that's something I can absolutely
but
provide.
it came after the end of basically like the way I read it was, I don't believe you.
Oh my gosh. No, it was like if you're bringing me these things, I can't there's a lot of things I get. I can't find it's like being inundated with stuff that I don't know. I know I can feel that it's meant to manipulate. And that video, when you take that audio and you take that video and put it together, that is definitely a video that is meant to strike chords and emotions and provide
Or
a certain
or
response.
and here's the way I think other people in the Jewish community are reading this
Mhm.
is that we're seeing this video, we're seeing the things and hearing the things with our eyes
Yeah.
and ears, and then we're having people that are with a fairly respectable news outlets say that the things that we're seeing and hearing aren't really what we're seeing and hearing.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that's not what we're seeing.
And why do you think that is?
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know why people do
Why
these
do you think
things.
NPR is taking that route why do you think that's their position?
it shouldn't be a position
I'm just asking, why do you think that coverage exists?
because they're expected to, because I have no idea. Like, I'm not in the minds of the editors, and it's not my job. What is my job at that particular moment, is, you know, to call out like the glaring like counterfactualness
Right.
of it.
And and again, the video can show you, and again, the Times can show video, all that sort of stuff. I'm not saying it's not necessarily true, but video can also show part of the story, right? There might be people on the sides, encouraging people. There might be people on the sides paying people. There might be, I don't know, like when you're there and
This
when it's
is their
affecting
video,
you,
by the way. Like, the video
yeah.
comes from them.
Sure, but is it the same exact, is it the time? Is it you can make, it's not enough. I don't think that, like, as a woman, I'm sure I could get online and find lots of things that would frighten me about ways women have been getting attacked in different places. There's lots of that shit on the lady blogs. I don't like to read it. I like to read the murder stuff much better. But like, to me, again, I can support you in what you're feeling, but it's like I'm going to, with my stories about women going like, oh my God, and this one was this way, and this woman did this, and here, let me show you this, and here's how NPR isn't understanding, and here's this male group that's telling these women are lying, and it's just like I don't see that that's a power of comfort or security in any way. And in fact, it almost, to me, it feels like we're just, it's pulls us farther away from where we need to go.
But
And
have you
while
have you
you know,
felt gaslighted for like the last year and a half?
yeah, how about gaslighted all the time? How about
Okay.
we're
Well, then
constantly
you
feeling
should
gaslighted?
understand why it's important.
Well, why you can't let it distract
If it
your,
is something
it
that
can be used against you.
huh?
It's used against you.
It's not used against me. I
Yeah,
was gonna be upset
it's
at
manipulating.
Hamas.
It's manipulative. It's all manipulative. There's so much of it that's manipulative. We know there are trolls deliberately manipulating us. So whenever I see a video that makes me feel that feel, I go, you know what? There's a truth here somewhere. And to me, NPR is not in I don't think they're a propaganda machine yet. And when they are, they're going to be right wing. So I really don't. I feel like I'm not going to allow myself to feel that way right now because I have a history and my experience. I don't feel, I don't want to go down that way. I don't think there's a productive way to go. I don't see that. And I understand if you want to go down that way,
I'm
that's
not
your
going down
prerogative.
anyway.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not.
You are though, my friend. You are.
I'm
You are.
not.
You do send. I can tell that. I mean, you say you're not, and that's fine. I believe you. I'll believe that. But what I get from you is it's not like I don't have, again, I feel like a lot of it is beyond. I have a lot of journalistic conversations with people. I have a lot of conversations with other women about, like, you know, sexism and the shit we've gone through and the abuse people have had and all that sort of stuff. So I don't feel like I'm necessarily a inept audience, but in this capacity, I do feel out over my skis. I don't feel like I know. I don't feel like I can add a whole lot besides I'm sorry. And my instinct is to tell you, not that you're wrong, but that I don't feel it's good for anybody to be letting media produce these feelings right now. I know you're not in Israel, you're not in Palestine, none of us are. There's things happening right now that we need to be reacting to that I don't think reacting to things all the way over there, while it is a
The
global world,
difference
I don't.
between for me and you on that is that all the way over there was my family on October
I
7th
understand.
being murdered. The difference between me and you being all the way over there is Israelis, Jewish people in Israel are my family in the broader like national
Yeah.
sense.
again,
in the
it's a
tribal.
choice we all make to
It's not a-
accept, it's a choice we all make to accept the media that we want to be fed. And we have a huge disagreement, you and I, on the sort of media we wish to consume. And I feel that I'm not, a lot of yours I learn from. I like it. Go through all of it. But when something strikes me as toxic, or when something strikes me as like, um, unproductive, again, punching
Manipulative.
sideways,
Yeah.
manipulative, punching sideways, these are the things that are my red flags. And when I see a red flag, I say it. So I gotta say it. And I know that you're
And
like,
you're
no,
fair.
here's
It's
where
fair
I am,
for
and
you to
I
say
respect
that.
that. Yeah, that's all I'm saying, is that's what it feels like to me. There's some, and it's manipulative. I don't want us to be
But here's the thing, though,
especially now.
and this was my comment after, within it is that we have seen as Jewish people how people react when something happens to us, and we try to express ourselves about it, and or state what's happening. Every single time we are questioned, whether it's claiming that it's fake news, whether it's mitigating it, like minimizing it, whether it's outright denial of it. And this is like not just in the case that I cited leading up to the Holocaust. And mind you, I know you got a little defensive about it. I wasn't calling you a Nazi or a Nazi sympathizer. That's not what I was saying. I don't believe that most people are Nazis or Nazi sympathizers. That's not who I am. Nazis are fucking Nazis. Nazi sympathizers are fucking Nazis. And that's that. Everybody else can have these sort of, where like the guy was saying, they don't know how to handle it, and so they simply shut down and want to pretend that it isn't what it is. And when you do that, like, it leaves us feeling like, who the fuck like, why is nobody listening?
I think we're listening. It's the fact we're asking for sourcing. I think we're asking for something to be critical about where this is coming from
And he says it
and who's
is,
sharing it.
but it's just hard when it comes at us like
I'm
that.
just right, but
That
I'm
to
just saying the
know.
fact that
And
the
to be
fact,
like, here's yours, and you have to do the research, it makes it very difficult because it's hard to keep up with that.
right, but I guess my point is there's nothing wrong with confirming or at least looking a little deeper into what this is and not just taking it. You earlier in the conversation you said, I don't know why it's incumbent upon us to have to verify things. Well, I understand
I'm
that.
talking about like us as individuals, not like broadly as in
Well,
like
you were talking
media
about from
outlet.
somebody being traumatized, I believe is the phrase you
Yeah,
used. Being in a
yeah.
state of
I'm
trauma,
talking about
that
us
you
as
shouldn't be
individuals.
required, if I heard you correctly, to have
Yes.
to verify a source or a fact. I'm just saying we have a hard time coming to a discussion where the facts aren't being confirmed.
Okay. Well, then here is the original video taken
But again,
from.
it's I'm sorry, let me stop you there. Again, video can be
Well,
manipulated,
but
as
that's
you
all.
all know. That's
I'm
all I'm
fine with. I
saying.
no no. I'm fine with seeing. This was actually a video of the activity of what was
That's
happening. But you know
fine.
what?
But
Also, I read some weird shit too. Like it was like Hamas wanted to do like these ceremonies, and that was considered like disrespectful. But then like there's also
That was in reference
right.
to the release of I'm blanking on their names at the moment, but they were Israeli Arabs. And they were saying that they weren't going to do the weird ceremonies that they've been doing with them, because out of, I'm trying to remember how they put it, out of respect for Israeli Arabs.
Yeah, something like that.
I think that's what you're referring to.
Yeah, something like that. There was so much. It was so confusing, and it was like everyone's all you know, what's her face? The body wasn't the person, then it is the person.
Well,
And then
no,
stuff, and then
they
they
found
fixed it.
what
Yeah,
had happened was initially it wasn't Shiri Beebus.
right, right.
And they
They said, "Oops,
Hamas,
we mixed them up" or something like that.
yeah, and they did return her body,
Yeah,
I believe yesterday or
I
maybe
believe so. Yeah,
Friday.
I saw it come across the my thing saying that she had been returned. So, and then there's disputing over how the boys died, and it's like, well,
There's I'm sorry, there's no dispute. Like strangulation looks like strangulation.
yeah, I haven't seen. Did they release that? Is that out somewhere?
They've talked about it.
I would
I
see.
don't
I would assume they would be like, bam. So I imagine those receipts are
except
out there.
that's not necessarily appropriate because like you have the families who are trying to mourn
Well,
at the
you
moment.
know, then there's gonna be. I don't think
There's
anyone's gonna
always room
buy
for
it
doubt. There's room for
because,
But
doubt.
yeah,
or
but
you know,
honestly, like
it sucks. It really
even
sucks. There's room for doubt. Now the
There
other
are
story.
there are
Now,
autopsy photos that can just show the neck. I
no,
mean, I don't understand.
no. Well,
even the
now,
Arabs,
so they
believe.
say that happened in a missile
Strike, a
strike.
bomb
So they're
strike.
saying no,
No,
it
no,
didn't.
no, no, no. That's what Hamas is saying. I'm talking about the broader Arab community. I'm talking
Well,
about
I haven't
um
seen any broader Arab news. I just saw the news that said that that's what their official word was. So I
well,
didn't know the broader Arab community.
I actually have. Oh no, no, I didn't. I do. I do have
Okay,
that.
cool.
I do have that.
Cool.
It's in the form of a news story. But what I
Okay,
was
cool.
going to
Yeah.
say was
Can look at that.
I was going to say was that the oh gosh, what are they called? Not sheiks. Like the head cleric. Um,
Grand Poobah.
no, what? Don't. I'm not trying to make. You trying to be? That's that's a bit racist. No,
What's Grand Poobah? Poobah. I thought that was from the Flintstones.
that is from the Flintstones,
Water
I
buffaloes.
The
think.
water buffaloes. Yeah, I don't know what Grand Poobah.
Um, but
Not a bad neighborhood.
there's a specific term for it, like their head cleric, mufti,
Okay.
the Grand Mufti.
Well, that's so much better.
But that's what it's called,
I
though.
know. Just kidding. I like Poobah though.
But both the one from Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and like several others have all stepped out and said this is beyond the pale. Essentially, like this is beyond the pale, and that they've shamed and dishonored Islam, like
What's beyond the pale?
the way that
Hamas, where
they
they were
did to
treating these guys.
the the way what they did to these kids, and the way they were released as well.
Yeah, again, like it's so messy. It's so awful. And then someone's gonna say, like, oh, those guys are just sucking up because they get money from whatever. And those guys are, I mean, it's just such a mess. It's such a fucking mess. All this shit, punching sideways. I'm done. I'm done punching.
Vicious. You got vicious. You got vicious.
I'm just so done. I'm just yeah.
It,
Yeah, women's history month article is called Annie Get Your Gun. You're gonna get it.
sorry.
That's okay.
Um, but I don't see it as punching sideways. I think that most people recognize that it's Hamas and it's not necessarily,
A lot of
average
people are
behavior.
mad at the IDF too. So like a lot of people are there's a lot of accusations there as well. So that's like it depends on what person you're listening to and news and whatever, but there's a whole lot of that shit too. So in their own way, they've got a reputation of terrorism. Now, maybe is that real or is that just the other people going like like my brother, my mom would like give him a hit and he'd just pretend like she killed him and it was funny, but that's how he got away with things. So I'm not, again, complicated, ridiculous, not my expertise. There are people that spend their lives studying this. And I'm certainly not qualified. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. But yes,
So
it's been an insane
anyways,
week. It's been an insane week, and the fake news was pretty insanely fake. That would have been
Mhm, mhm.
definitely. So what's and then the not so fake news was just terrifying because he fired all the generals. So we're gonna have the army turning against us very soon. So that's exciting.
It was, well, not all of them, but
Oh,
like a lot of like people that are eminently qualified, certainly.
all the ones
But
that
he
would stand up to
specifically
him, I'm sure.
seems to be
I'm sure it's all the ones that would stand up to him.
targeting black women or
Yeah,
women
and
and
black and minority.
black men
Yes.
and
And men
it,
that are supportive of the women and black men. I'm sure that's what.
yes.
So anyone that is not totally a bootlicker already probably got the boot is probably what it is.
It's I want to hope that the military would still
You want
you
to, huh?
know
Yeah. Mm. And they were throwing people out of helicopters in Chile. So, how was the military?
wait, our
No,
military.
no, no, not our military, but I'm just saying the military turns on the people.
Oh,
I'm just saying
okay.
I am not hoping that the military I'm not thinking that holding out hope that anybody's gonna be anything but horrible in the coming months. That they seem to be aligning to get that started. So
They're certainly trying.
it looks
I,
like
I
all
would
the
give it.
things are in line for this. So
I will say that there's certainly um, a massive effort to transform the United States from a republic into a fascistic dictatorship,
Mhm.
and they are well on their way to do that. There are also a lot of court cases that are creating some sort of buffer at a minimum to slow it down. Um, I think a lot of Republicans are,
Mm.
if you're following the what are they called, town halls
Yep,
that
Jim
have been
McCormick
going
was
on.
chased out of his.
Yeah, a lot, and that's being repeated across the country,
Mm.
and so there's certainly a resistance
Right,
to what's going on.
right,
Might be headed for
right.
another civil war, is what it sounds like.
It does, because there are people that are really into it, and there are some. You're right. There are a bunch of. I think that King comment really freaked out a lot of people.
I think so too.
It really
I
did.
sure certainly hope so.
I hope so.
Like,
I mean, that what it really
Yeah,
needs. I
wake up,
mean,
wake
Jesus
up, wake
Christ,
up.
he
Yeah,
said as much.
yeah.
But and then did you see their they have a at CPAC they had a
the weird
advertisement.
chainsaw thing.
Yeah, no, this is what better. They had advertisements of Trump
The third, yes,
2028,
yes.
and he looks like Caesar.
He
And they're
does.
like, "Do you know what happened to Caesar?"
He didn't know about the German generals either, so he's not a real student of history.
But he's like Caesar now.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
I don't think that is a legitimate possibility. I think that is likely
He
like an
died.
effort at trolling. Oh yeah, certainly. Yeah, I
He
mean,
looks frail now. Did you see him? Like I saw him step out of an airplane,
he's
and I'm
old
like,
as fuck.
"Whoa!"
She did too. Looks
Did
like
she?
shit. She did.
He does. I think all the shit they were giving him to get through the election, they've stopped, and then it just sort of takes its toll like immediately. Because I don't watch the news, so I just caught him like coming off an airplane, and I swear to God, I thought it was Joe Biden. I was just like, "What's he doing in the news?" And now I'm like, "Holy shit, that's fucking Trump." He looks like shit. If you haven't seen it, just Google some. Not when he's talking, but when he's like walking. Oh my God, that's why he's been sitting down and with
Yeah,
Elon.
yeah.
They're using Elon to distract and be like, look, strength, 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 because Trump's like,
Yeah.
And
he's not going to make a
like the
third
way
term.
he's
No.
painting himself over, like we were talking about it yesterday, and we were looking at him, and he was sitting there, and right behind him you had the flag, of the U.S. president, and he was almost the exact same color as the eagle wings. Like it was
Oh, like,
hard to.
no.
It's almost blackface.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
God. When does it become a racially insensitive
That's really
makeup
funny.
job?
Wow. Oh, damn.
It was certainly bizarre to notice. I don't know why she noticed it. I was trying to listen to what he was saying, which now after that I had completely
And now you're
forgot what he
done,
was
yeah.
saying.
Ew, he's
Yeah,
so
that's
gross.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty
But yeah,
wild.
I mean, he's it's really scary time right now.
Yeah.
It's a really scary time, and
Yes.
in a lot of ways, I feel caught in the middle of it.
Jesus.
You know, in so many ways, and I know so many other people feel caught in the middle of it, and I don't know. I'm just so tired, so tired.
Mm.
I'm done. I don't
I
think, I'm just
I
watching to
don't
see how far with everything falls at
I
this point.
can't. I don't feel that I have the luxury to be done,
Yeah.
but I think the bags under my eye is
Mm.
kind of demonstrate just how exhausting it all is from all directions.
Oh, yep. Yep.
Mm.
So yeah, but again, like the fight continues elsewhere. So it's it never stops. So I guess we'll see what fresh hell appears this week. If
100%.
we'll see what our fresh hell.
Yeah. It's always on the menu.
Amazing.
Always some
You
new
guys had to
hell.
you guys had to one up me on the back your ass through a field of dicks comment.
No, that's still a top
That's
one.
still that's still one.
That's still
Still
top.
one.
That's still the top.
It is. It is. It is.
Best insult I've heard all year so far.
That
Yes.
wins. It
Yeah.
definitely wins. Definitely wins.
What else is going on? Are you or anything going on for today?
I have my last interviewee coming in for John's new babysitter.
Oh,
And then I have to make the hard decision of who it's going to be.
how
And
many
I
candidates do you have at this point?
well, I started out with about 40 of them
Oh,
and I narrowed it down to 20.
uh-huh.
I talked to 20 on the phone and I got 3 that were coming in for interviews. 2 were yesterday,
Wow.
and then the last one is today.
Wow.
Mm.
So we got 4 people, right?
No, 3 people. 3
Three.
people.
Okay,
Yeah.
3
3.
people.
And it's for a full-time or a part-time?
Part-time.
Part-time, but regular
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
Neat. So what kind of, are they young people? Are they old people? Are they
It's a mixture. Two of them were educators or,
Mhm.
had some sort of education background. One I think is an assistant principal.
Wow.
Another one is like a music teacher or something.
Wow.
And the third one is a college chick.
Right.
Mhm.
That is coming today. I mean,
Yeah,
nice.
but her background is also in education, so
Cool.
So that was a primary. You wanted to have that focus.
Yeah. yeah.
Very cool.
And
Yeah,
you get
that's
to
smart.
you get to
Yeah.
pick, is Danny not participating?
She is participating, or at least I offered her to, and well, with the exception of today,
Mhm.
today's interviewee, only because her bosses like changed her schedule on her. And they have her coming in like 6 days this week. So, today's, it's kind of, and like her decision was basically, I love them all.
Uh-oh.
And John's
That doesn't
decision
help.
is, I love them all. So, yeah.
So you're,
So you're gonna have to
It's-
make the call.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That's exciting.
And then I have to call them,
Yeah.
all
let them
and
know.
like let them know, and I'm not looking forward to any of it.
Hmm. Shit.
Text works too.
That is rude.
If it's just an interview, most people don't need to talk to you to get an in. I don't care. Would you want someone to have to pick up the phone? I'd rather see a text that I didn't get it.
I would rather somebody tell me to either to my face or at least verbally
Oh, yeah.
say,
You would
yeah.
too?
If they did a in-person interview, I guess maybe I would it'd be a nice touch if they did an in-person interview and said, "Hey, sorry."
So
we
you
didn't get a call."
personally, if you went
But
to
if
an
I got a
interview,
text, even if I went to an interview, I don't think it'd bother
I'm
me.
just saying, would you prefer it?
No, I wouldn't prefer it. I mean, if I got a text that says I'm just not in.
Like,
the
I wouldn't
running-
pick up. I'd go like, oh, it's
Oh.
that person.
No, if they were kind enough to give me a call, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll talk to you on the
Well, I
phone."
guess you don't know if you got the job or not.
That's true.
So you're gonna
You
be
never
like
know,
all
yeah.
excited and be like,
Yeah.
did I get the job? And then you didn't get it. And that's why I guess I would be like, anyway. Just preference. Sorry. Just stupid conversation. Suicide conversation on your life.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I don't like I don't like any of this. This is more adulting than I
It is
want.
a lot of adulting. It's you don't think about that part of adulting when you think about parenting, but that's a definite
It's
part.
adulting and businessing at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yes, yes. And you go, oh,
And
mm.
I don't I wish I don't have the bandwidth for it.
Fucking hell! Yeah. Oh God.
Oh.
Yeah.
Speaking of bandwidth, we were writing and doing stuff, so
Yeah.
If John could only do the right thing and just like do the right thing, so I don't have to do this.
oh,
Because
Can
he
you
was,
have- What's that?
what?
well, because the reason this is happening is because of John's behavior in karate.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So he's not doing karate or something like that?
Nope.
Is that what happened? So you took karate away?
I didn't take it away. I didn't have a choice in the matter.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Like I was told, like, look, if he's going to keep coming in here and acting up and not listening,
Ooh.
he can't participate. And you also can't have him sitting on the sidelines because that's distracting for you.
Right. Oh, how disappointing. So he didn't like karate. He got tired of karate, obviously.
I think it's a matter of him just having a hard time focusing and he wants to play, which I get.
Yeah.
I get like
Max.
yeah, I get it. It's just not the appropriate place for it. And there's a time and there's a place and this isn't it.
Right.
On the bright side of that, that is 2 days a week that me and Danny don't have to do homework.
Oh, because the teachers can help him.
Nice.
Exactly.
That's wonderful. Now you're still doing karate, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up.
No, I would
something
hope
I
not. I would
love.
absolutely hope not.
Mhm.
But you started because it was something you guys could do together, right?
Well, I started this,
Yeah.
this
right.
round of it,
Right,
for that
right.
purpose.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So
But then I
hopefully
remembered how good it feels to hurt like an old man after 2 hours and the next day and be exhausted and tired, and that feels good in its twisted way.
and John may jump back in. I mean,
He may, the way I set it up is simple. If he wants to come back, he's got to show me by demonstrating that he really wants it.
right,
By, practicing for like 10, 20 minutes a day.
right.
Not a lot of time, not, you don't have to, go all out for like 2.5 hours, every day, but give me 20 minutes a day, practicing your punches, your kicks, stances, your katas,
Mhm.
whatever you want to practice.
Mhm.
And when you're ready and you can demonstrate that to me,
Gotcha.
come on back.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, give him something to work towards. That's very, very wise.
Mhm.
So listen to me.
All right. Well, good luck with the interview.
Ay. I've got around
Uh-oh.
20 minutes.
Oh,
Okay.
oh,
All right.
sober up. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Have a good one.
All
I
right.
drank what, like 3 times last year?
Bragging. All right. Well, we'll see you later. Talk
All
soon.
right.
See
Thank you.
Sorry, it was so sad today.
I appreciate it, and I have a lot to process. So I
It's
thank
sad
you. I
time,
thank
yeah.
you very much.